Hot topics, knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig the dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Donnie Jones, she the one you wanna see. Donnie Jones Live, this is where you wanna be. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey, welcome to Johnny Jones Live. I am Donnie, the tree lady.
And I am
Johnny. Did I just say
You know,
Johnny?
it did sound like you said Johnny Jones. And I'm like, okay, is there something just changed over the weekend?
No, it's Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and the Marty McFly.
That guy, that is who I be. Well, you know, I ain't got no wrong, but that is me. What is going on? And, you know, congratulations for making it through another week.
Yes,
you know, we got to start counting those little small blessings. We made it another week.
We did make it another week. And as far as I know, we're healthy, right?
Right. I'm testing myself, you know, constantly.
Yeah, dude, who you saying? I'm not only testing myself, I'm trying to do whatever I can do to make sure I stay healthy. So
everything, you know, I'm making sure I'm not touching my face. I'm washing my hands. I ain't even touching my wife right now. I'm just like, stay away from me. You know, I got a challenged immune system, so just stay on over there.
I don't know about that, man.
Ooh, I'm just being cautious, just real cautious on everything. I ain't playing with it.
You think you silly dude. I want to say welcome to our show. I want to thank our listeners for checking us out. If you guys don't know where you can find us when we're not on the radio, if you want to find us off the radio and find us online, you can go to Donnie Jones Live on YouTube. We'd love it if you subscribed, liked, and shared our content.
Yes.
Check out Marty, St. Mark Lutheran, but he's also doing some awesome things, you know, outside of Donnie Jones Live that I'm really excited about him doing. And he'll probably get a chance to talk a little bit about that today.
Just
guys, we just love your support. So
yes,
just keep checking us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of that.
So now, Donnie, I got a question. I know we're not gonna we can't pass up the conversation. We can't look over it about, you know, what's going on and everything. But I want to ask you different aspects of what's going on with the COVID.
Okay.
And ask the thing about, are you wearing masks now? Are you wearing it on a regular basis? Because, you know,
Marty,
our city is on lockdown. Well, they told us that we have to wear masks now. And there's some controversy with that in the state of Georgia, if you haven't. But this isn't a political show. But seriously, have you? Because I know in the beginning you was like, well, I'll put it here, I'll put it there.
I didn't say I wasn't going to wear a mask. I said that there's things you can do to keep yourself healthy, and that this thing, there's aspects of it that are very, very serious, and we must be clear about that. But there's also aspects of it that is being blown out of proportion. And we have some accountability on how we survive this thing. So yes, am I wearing a mask? Yes, I am.
I am proud of you.
100% of the time. No, I don't. When I go into a restaurant, do I have a problem putting a mask on? Absolutely not. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. If I'm out at a job site or out at the park, do I always have it on? No, I do not. So I'm just saying, it just depends on the environment. But I am being safer.
Yeah. So now you know, if you go to Walmart or Target or any of those places,
I put my mask on.
You're gonna have a mask on, and you know, I don't know, you know, the governor. And I'm cautious, and not even cautious. I just want to put out a warning. You know, our governor here in Georgia is really trying to kill us, I think. Yeah. I really think he's trying to kill us.
You're going to start with that, Marty. I swear.
No, because it's personal.
We usually start with a little bit of light banter. And
okay, yay. Happy
we
Georgia.
just going to get real with it. No, dude, we're going to get real with it because that is hot right now.
It is hot. I'm saying, especially when you're trying to sue our mayor for doing the right thing. And you know, but I don't know if you know the real underlying situation that went on.
Talk to me.
You know, okay. So, you know, they put out this mandate in Atlanta, right here in Georgia, in Atlanta,
which makes sense.
Everybody needs to wear a mask. You know, President Pink came in town on Wednesday.
Is it pink or orange?
Okay, orange, pink. That dude there.
Yeah.
He came in and he didn't wear a mask, and she highlighted, look, you broke our rule here in Atlanta by not wearing a mask.
Yes.
So his little do boy that night, Kemp, our governor, is going to put out a mandate then about nobody no mayor in the state of Georgia can mandate masks now. And then now trying to go after her for going against that authority.
Right.
And it's really that, that beige dude or orange, whatever color he is, I can't really say his name. But, it's extra political pressure with that. So I'm just
here's
like,
my thing, though.
Vote in November, please.
They're politicizing people's health. That's what I don't get. You know what I mean? I can have my own belief systems about this, about that, whatever. But science is science, okay?
Yeah.
Fact is, people are dying from this thing. The fact is, there are some people that are in higher risk. But it's also a fact that you can, get healthy, keep your immune system, all that kind of stuff. But the focus is trying to protect the mass public. And if that's what she's trying to do, that's what we need to be adhering to. There's nothing wrong with being safer.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with trying to protect yourself and protect others. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why we cannot have that dialogue and have it to where things make sense. There's nobody on either side that can go, oh, well, this isn't real.
Yeah, it's stupid.
There's nobody that can do that. Even though I'm a little bit more loosey-goosey about it, I still know it's 100% real. I know people that have died from it. I have clients that have some of their tenants that have died from it. Now, actually, I was at a job site. We were doing a job where one of our clients, he's on some property over in Decatur. I was actually doing a tree job where a tree had fallen on this house. And just last year, I was at this same house doing a tree job, and this little old lady, she was so sweet, so nice. She would come out, talk to the guys, and chit chat with them. And I felt like, we had a little rapport. So when I went to that house, I assumed that I was going to see her, because every time I pulled into her driveway last year, she would come out and she would, how you doing, little lady? Now, you can't block my driveway because I got to be able to get out. I'm a senior citizen. I got to be able to get out. And she would talk to me. I expected the same thing to happen when I pulled up to this job site. But the person that met me at the job site was the landlord, who was actually the guy I was working for. So when I pulled up, he was there, and he gets out. And I said, where's my little old lady? He said she died last week from complications from the coronavirus.
Oh, wow.
This thing is real.
It really is. That's why, people because I still do certain recordings at my church that we have to. But I don't care if you old or young. I'm putting all that sanitizer stuff on your face, on your arms.
Don't drink it.
Don't drink. I'm just putting it all over you. I'm baptizing you in sanitation oil right now. I ain't taking no chances because I don't want to have the report.
You gonna put sanitizer in the holy water.
Baptism bull being pulled. Soon as in some churches when you come in, they have a little bowl in the front where you dip your hands in and you do the marker.
I ain't doing that. I ain't doing it.
Sanitizing lotion now. All of that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question about that for First Sunday, because most people do communion. Most churches do communion. Well, we're doing it virtually now, so I guess that wouldn't matter. There are some churches that are going back, but my question is this: for the ones that are going back, which I'm not. I'm
the pastor of the church, and I'm not.
But okay. But for those that are going back, how are they going to do communion?
That's a long conversation, and it's a very interesting one because everybody, they want this, now time out. Some churches, they only do communion once a year, if that anyway. Sometimes it's just different churches that have different beliefs and different connections to it.
First Sunday. I thought that was what it was supposed to be done. Actually, when are you supposed to do it, Marty? Pastor Marty, Minister Marty?
Do it often, in remembrance of him. Some people do it every Sunday. Some people do it on first and third Sunday. Like my church would do it on first and third Sunday.
Okay.
But then if you have other religions, other sections of Christianity, like Pentecostal in a sense, sometimes they only do it at New Year's, or they might do it seasonal every so often. It just depends. It's like some of the non-denominational churches that might just say, we don't do communion really, So, but in this time right now, it's it's a thing where you're really supposed to come closer to Christ, and you want to make sure that you honor it. So this is a new day, you know, and some people are trying to be safe because they asked me if we were going to do communion at my church in those little disposable cups that have the juice and the wafer and everything, and you hand it out. But I am cautious because so I don't
manufactured to me.
Huh?
I know it when I get the little thing in the little cup with the little cracker on the top, it feels manufactured. But anyway, go ahead.
You want to dip your finger in the same juice?
No, I don't. I'm just saying that little, it just feels, you know, I mean, I know it's for protective, but anyway, finish what you were saying.
Well, for me right now, I am more cautious of asking someone to come out of their home because they might have to stop at the gas station. They might have to do other things. And you come all the way to the church to take this wafer, or we have a communion service. I'm still putting them at risk, you know, and then at the same time doing it on Zoom or doing it online, sometimes that takes away from the actual Eucharist or the communion feeling that we're doing. So it's a challenge right now. Yeah. You know, it's a real challenge, but I'm going to tell you.
Those of you that are just now joining us, you're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and
Marty McFly. And to just let you know that I ain't even coming to your house to give you communion. I ain't doing any of that. But yeah, you're listening to Donnie Jones with Marty McFly, and you can give us a call if you are doing something unique at your church for communion. Our number is 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-3449, is it? You looked it up last week. Oh, see, we'll just stick with 1-800.
Okay, 349-DONI.
Right, now see, that was supposed to be in your part. That was supposed to be in your
I know.
You know, okay, this is live radio if y'all don't know that. But yeah, hit us up, 1-888-349-DONNIE. And I want to know, you know, what are y'all doing creatively?
3664.
Okay, 3664. How's that? Okay. 366.
I don't know. There's D-O.
You just confused a couple of
y'all can tell we over 40. Are you over 40, Marty?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But look, we're going to be right back. But give us a call and let us know your thoughts of what are you doing at church. You know, how y'all handling communion, or if y'all even having communion. Yeah. And okay, make sure that you're having the right communion, not just drinking. You know,
they hitting that hen, so you know.
Yeah, I think that Holy Ghost Crown Royal. Look, you're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Marty McFly and Donnie Jones, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. All right.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my opportunity to share with you my trials and tribulations of growing a tree service or growing a small business and making it successful by overcoming adversity, and also giving you some tidbits on what you can do on a day-to-day basis to achieve your dreams and be the best that you can be. And you can find us on Amazon. You can go to Donnie Jones Live. Anywhere that books are sold, you should be able to find it.
Black,
white,
yellow,
purple,
red, green,
yellow,
brown,
gray,
orange,
blue.
Does it really matter? Are there days when you just want to simplify life and put all the colors on the same page? Manna Publishing presents The House of Hope, a story and coloring activity book for the whole family. Listen to what people are saying.
This 44-page coloring book is awesome. My kids love it.
The House of Hope is a great story about rediscovering hope after a great loss.
I can read it to my younger sister and sometimes color it myself.
I'm 60 years old and I like to color. It keeps my mind off the drama and the chaos in the world.
In a failing world, there is still hope. Get your copy today at mannapublishing.com. The House of Hope story and coloring activity book is great for the whole family. Visit our website now and receive a special offer. That's mannapublishing.com. mannapublishing.com.
Hope is what we need.
Please, don't you dare go in there. Don't touch that. It's an emergency. Germs, viruses, and bacteria are everywhere. And today, it can even be deadly. Don't go in there without protection. Pro Spray, Atlanta's antimicrobial system works. We have a 2-stage process that cleans and seals. You can open your store, church, business, and have a safe home. We have the solution. A protective covering, disinfectant, long-lasting solution Pro Spray treatments. EPA approved, non-toxic, safe for families and pets. Contact Pro Spray Atlanta today. 833-977-6772. And our services are guaranteed for 90 days, July and August specials.
Office, 1,500 square feet, or home, 1,000 square feet, $349. EPA approved, non-toxic, safe for families and pets. Don't go in there until ProSpray has treated your surfaces for your protection. Contact ProSpray Atlanta today. 833-977-6772. That's 1-833-97-ProSpray.
Are you a hospital or medical provider who needs supplemental staffing? Are you a qualified healthcare worker looking for a job? Patients Healthcare Solutions staffs experienced healthcare professionals for various healthcare providers, hospitals, LTACs, nursing homes, assisted living, rehab centers, hospice, and home health care. Some of the positions we staff are registered nurses, respiratory therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, certified surgical techs, certified medical assistants, medical lab techs, and certified nursing assistants. If you are qualified, call us at 470-282-3985, 470-282-3985, or log on to www.pashenchcs.com. Patients Healthcare Solutions, staffing essential workers for such a time as this.
Hey, this is your girl, Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Mardy McFly.
Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live.
Welcome back to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and Mardy McFly.
Yes, that guy. And so Donnie, have you done anything with your church, since?
You know what? I gotta tell you, dude, I've been hoping that, because I know we do church because of our audience, and I guess the people that support our show and everything, we are considered faith-based in some way, shape, or form. I'm a woman of faith, meaning I love God, but I'm more spiritual than religious. In fact, I'm not religious, but I do go to church. So I've been dreading you asking me about my church. I was like, please don't ask. Every week I'm like, please don't ask, and you don't, so I'm good. But of course, today you asked. So here's where I'm at right now. I absolutely love my church, and there has been a shift or a turning point somewhere along the line. And there's some of you all that go to church with me that know that this is the truth. I will listen to the service.
Mm-hmm.
I will listen to the first 15, 20 minutes of it, because that's your praise and worship.
Oh, okay.
That's the praise and worship. Okay. And we have literally got one of the best, in my opinion, praise and worship teams on the planet. Our choir is off the chain. Love our choir, love our praise and worship. But I have not always been happy with what comes out of the pulpit. And I know that he's inspired by God, he's led by God, or whatever. He just may not be my cup of tea. However, about a month ago, actually, this was right after the George Floyd thing, right? I decided, I don't know, it's God put it on my heart to listen to our sermon. And literally the first words out of his mouth were, we've got to confront racism. We've got to start dealing with it as a country. And then he said, started talking about the situation with George Floyd and, stepping on the neck of racism. It was an amazing sermon. And then he followed up again the following week, along that same vine, of confronting issues and calling out the sin of racism and stuff. And I was just blown away with it. And then on July 4th, I was at the intersection where my church is and we're coming out of my neighborhood. So I was sitting there. Actually, this was before July 4th. So I was sitting there, and we always have a banner out front for whatever holiday or something upcoming in the church. And it said, let freedom ring. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Or freedom for all, or something. I believe it was let freedom ring, because it reminded me. Yeah, it was let freedom ring. and it said Juneteenth and July 4th on the other side. I was like, okay, I was shocked. I was shocked because the leadership in our church looks one way and the congregation looks a whole another way. And so to see that there's definitely a sensitivity now from the leadership that is realizing that the congregation has changed over the last 10 or 15 years. And we've got to talk about these serious issues that affect a congregation that is now 60, 70% African-American, whether they want to admit it or not. The fact that they're now addressing that is very powerful to me. So, but as far as going back into a building.
Are they going back yet?
I from the email that I got, it looked like, unless I haven't gotten the latest, but from what I saw about a week ago, they were still playing it by ear and following state guidelines, which is scary because I don't know following government guidelines or whatever. But what's scary, they said schools. They're going to follow the schools. So if schools go back, then they'll go back. If schools aren't going back, then they're not going back.
But the age difference is a little bit different. You got old people.
Yeah, you do have old people, but here's what I will say. Over the last 10 or 15 years, our church has skewed younger. When I first started going to our church, I went for a very short period of time back in the late 90s for like 2 years. And then I left that church because I moved over to another part of the town. And then I moved back to this side of town 10, 12 years ago, and then I started going back. So when I went there back in the late 90s, I was literally one of the few little raisins in there. It was not, and then I just had a feeling to go back, and I went back, like I said, 10, 12 years ago, and the demographics had changed completely. The energy was different. It felt like home. I was like, okay. And there was more of a sensitivity to people of color. But once I started volunteering and getting involved in the inner workings of the church, I realized that there was some dialogue that needed to happen. But anyway, I didn't mean to take up all of that. What's that?
I just said you still have some people in the big house or in the pulpit that just didn't represent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm feeling good today because it's so many questions in there because because I'm thinking of like the Washington Redskins, they're changing their name because of the uproar and their awareness now, and it's like, no, y'all changed because of the money.
Exactly.
Your heart didn't change, your business model changed.
Yeah.
And sometimes like even with just real quick, just to make sure y'all know, y'all listening to Donnie Jones with Marty McFly on the Donnie Jones live show, and we want to get your opinions about anything that we're talking about. If you got an opinion, hit us up 1-888-349 Donnie. That's 1-888-349-3664.
Yes, you got
it right. All right,
I love it.
Getting better.
But we want you guys to call us. Seriously, guys, we want you guys to call us and tell us what you think and also what you'd like to hear more of.
Yeah, but with some of these organizations that are standing up for Black Lives Matter, I'm like, really, I don't know if the CEOs really changed their mindset, or is this their business model because they want to still get the black dollar, or they still want to get, but I'm glad that it is making a shift in the atmosphere.
Right.
People are.
Well, it's definitely a shift in the atmosphere. I mean, when you got, I think I told you this when Juneteenth came around, I was getting text messages from people that I know support the orange dude, but I don't understand it, whatever, because these are good people that I've been friends with for years. And we just don't agree on this guy, but because there's a family relationship and a friendship and all that kind of stuff there.
They were hang with people that really support him.
I didn't say hang, but actually I went to lunch with one last week, so I'm gonna leave that alone. And actually one of the people at the radio station, one of the radio stations that we used to be on, that actually we're still on that radio, one of we're on in one of their cities. One of the people that voted for this guy that we became friends with, I'm not gonna call her name out, was one of the people I had lunch with. And she supports the guy. She doesn't agree with everything he does, but she said she likes his policies. I don't get it. We changed the subject. But anyway, on Juneteenth, she wished me happy Juneteenth.
Yeah, because he made it popular again, huh?
Well,
we're gonna leave that alone. Let's just move past that, because that,
something being popular and them being aware is two different things. Like, we've known about Juneteenth, they're known about it, but the fact that it's being talked about, I think, is powerful. Yeah, take it for what you want. Sometimes God use, what do you say? He'll use a donkey. What is it? He'll use it. Yeah.
We're gonna use that word.
What's another word for a donkey?
Yeah, I just said we just gonna keep it at donkey for right now.
Like I said, God can use whatever he wants to get the message across.
Yeah, big donkey. Yeah. Anyway, you know what the worst thing is right now, Donnie? And I'm gonna just say this, and actually we probably won't have a whole lot of time to talk about it, but this is something that I'm dealing with. Being a pandemic.
Yeah.
And I've had to fire people in a pandemic, for and some.
Are we gonna talk about that now? Or we're gonna talk about that on the next segment. But
right, we're not gonna be able to get into it right now. But I'm just wondering, because you have the tree service, and you service all of Atlanta and different areas outside of Atlanta also. But have you been dealing with people that just don't want to work?
Oh,
just and
you must have heard my call before we started this. I'm telling you.
It's funny because I thought you was talking about some of my people.
No.
That's what I asked. Did he call?
But here's what's frustrating. You ask for something. You ask for opportunity. You ask for God to bless you with a job. You ask, you're thankful for the job. At least you say you're thankful for the job. And then you get the job and you treat it lackadaisically. Or you come at it haphazardly, or you're inconsistent with when you show up, or you're inconsistent with, your communication, and then you get fired. Or in some cases, there's actually a particular guy who wanted a job, wasn't happy with the place that he was at, and came to me for an opportunity, wanted a chance, and I said, okay, fine. Let me look at our schedule. Let me talk to my husband and the other leadership in the company. And I'll get back with you. I got back with him. And mind you, when I was on the phone with him, he talked about how frustrated he was with his old situation. And he was really looking forward to working with our company. And these are two different situations. Mm-hmm. I called this gentleman to give him an opportunity. He didn't even call back. What he did was he texted and said that he got notification that his old job is asking him to come back.
You know what? People do that.
And he wasn't happy at his old job.
That's what I was going to say. People do this in life all the time. It's like, God, I ain't happy here. Can you change my situation? And then he changes. He's like, well, I want to go back to where I was comfortable. I was comfortable being miserable back there.
Come on now. You
complain about your job over and over and over again. God changes it. And then you like, no, I ain't happy. I want to go back to my old plantation.
I think that's a plantation mentality.
Yeah. You know what? If y'all got a thought, we're gonna put a pin in it right now. Pay some bills and come right back. But if you got a thought, hit us up 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-3664. You're listening to the beautiful arborist Donnie Jones
and the handsome minister and producer Marty McFly.
Yep. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my opportunity to share with you my trials and tribulations of growing a tree service or growing a small business and making it successful by overcoming adversity, and also giving you some tidbits on what you can do on a day-to-day basis to achieve your dreams and be the best that you can be. And you can find us on Amazon. You can go to Donnie Jones Live. Anywhere that books are sold, you should be able to find it.
Black,
white,
yellow, purple,
red, green,
yellow,
brown, gray,
orange,
blue.
Does it really matter? Are there days when you just want to simplify life and put all the colors on the same page? Manna Publishing presents The House of Hope, a story and coloring activity book for the whole family. Listen to what people are saying.
This 44-page coloring book is awesome. My kids love it.
The House of Hope is a great story about rediscovering hope after a great loss.
I can read it to my younger sister and sometimes color it myself.
I'm 60 years old, and I like to color. It keeps my mind off the drama and the chaos in the world.
In a failing world, there is still hope. Get your copy today at manapublishing.com. The House of Hope story and coloring activity book is great for the whole family. Visit our website now and receive a special offer. That's manapublishing.com. manapublishing.com.
Hope is what we need.
Please, don't you dare go in there. Don't touch that. It's an emergency. Germs, viruses, and bacteria are everywhere. And today, it can even be deadly. Don't go in there without protection. Pro Spray, Atlanta's antimicrobial system works. We have a 2-stage process that cleans and seals. You can open your store, church, business, and have a safe home. We have the solution. A protective covering, disinfectant, long-lasting solution Pro Spray treatments. EPA approved, non-toxic, safe for families and pets. Contact Pro Spray Atlanta today. 833-977-6772. And our services are guaranteed for 90 days, July and August specials. Office, 1,500 square feet, or home, 1,000 square feet, $349. EPA approved, non-toxic, safe for families and pets. Don't go in there until Pro Spray has treated your surfaces for your protection. Contact Pro Spray Atlanta today. 833-977-6772. That's 1-833-97-PRO-SPRAY.
Are you a hospital or medical provider who needs supplemental staffing? Are you a qualified healthcare worker looking for a job? Patients Healthcare Solutions staffs experienced healthcare professionals for various healthcare providers, hospitals, LTACs, nursing homes, assisted living, rehab centers, hospice, and home health care. Some of the positions we staff are registered nurses, respiratory therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, certified surgical techs, certified medical assistants, medical lab techs, and certified nursing assistants. If you are qualified, call us at 470-282-3985, 470-282-3985, or log on to www.pashenchcs.com. Patients Healthcare Solutions, staffing essential workers for such a time as this.
Hey, this is your girl, Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Doni and Mardy McFly.
It's Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live, where I don't know how to turn my phone off. I've turned it off twice, and it still rings nice.
You know, yeah, we still got to get that class on technology. Some of those things.
No, I hit the little button on the side.
Uh-huh.
And when you hit the button on the side, down, it turns the ringer off, right?
Right. Sometimes.
So why did my phone just ring?
Well, you might have turned it down, but you didn't turn it off. You know, and just one of those.
No, you know how if you hit it enough times, it goes to silent, right?
Well, that's what she said. Sorry. Yeah. Uh-huh. Sorry. That's just out of left field. Just one of those. Sorry, but my phone, when I hit it so many times.
Okay, y'all, I'm done. It was so nice being on the radio, and you'll just be able to catch us on YouTube from here on out. Okay. They don't censor YouTube, so yeah. All righty.
I didn't say any cuss words or anything like that, you know. And it is
you insinuated a curse.
But you know what? But it's funny where you take things and you know what? That'll be in my inspirational moment later on. And you can be like, how are you going? But yeah. But anyway, what we were talking about at the end of this last segment was about people getting new opportunities, but going back to their old place. You know, it's almost like, you know, most people are going through things, and then some people setting up camp in their mess. They are. They absolutely are setting up camp. Absolutely. Yeah. And you know what's so funny? And I think about this with kids. You know, most kids, right when they go, you know, when they have a little moment in their diaper, they want it off immediately. They just are like, I want to get it off, right? Mm-hmm. But there are some kids after that, if you don't change their diaper immediately, they get to sitting in that mess.
They get to running around playing in it, and they stinking all over the place. And you're like, what is that smell? And they're just running around the house playing, and you check their diaper, and there's a mess in it. And they're getting comfortable in that mess. And I think people do that sometimes. They're dealing with a mess, and they know it's a mess. And initially they're like, oh, this is horrible. Get this off of me. But if you don't get it off soon enough, or if you don't take the steps that you're supposed to take to change the situation, you kind of go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to just sit in this for a minute. I'm going to be all right. Yeah.
And it's sad. And I'm not talking about anyone negatively. That, I
don't think it's negative. I think you're speaking truth,
what I'm about to say. People that smoke, do your thing. But, like smokers, they can't smell the smoke anymore.
Ooh.
They can't smell when they go in and the whole cloud is around. Because they're so used to that smell. They're so used to that placement in their life that they don't know that they might smell like an ashtray. You know
what's funny?
What's that?
I have a relative that has smoked and then stopped smoking, smoked and stopped smoking. And I try to be as encouraging as I can, because I really want to see her get healthy. And so we had ran into each other, and we had called each other and said, well, let's have some lunch. And she said, girl, you're going to be so proud of me. I've stopped smoking. I was like, oh, I'm so proud of you. That's awesome. Blah, 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 whoop, whoop, right? So 2 days later, we scheduled to meet for lunch. So I'm waiting for her at the Panera, and she comes in, and I give her a big hug because I ain't seen her in a minute. And I smell smoke. And I don't know if she was sensitive about it or didn't want to tell me the truth or whatever. And so I was like, I thought you quit smoking. She goes, oh, girl, yeah, I ain't smoking. I was like, okay. And I let it go, and I was sitting there, having my little salad or whatever. She had her little salad and stuff or whatever. And I said, are you sure you quit smoking? When's the last time you smoked? She's like, girl, I ain't smoking like a week, no cigarettes, no nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you smell like smoke? She goes, oh, I mean, I had one on the way here, but it's like, I ain't had a cigarette. I was like,
yeah, it's things like that. You don't even realize that people smell.
She didn't know she smelled like smoke.
Right. And that's people.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the crazy thing. She said she smoked a cigarette, and then she lowered the windows. So she didn't think she was going to, like by the time she met up with me, she wasn't going to smell like smoke. I'm like, well, really?
Like, no, you still got that telltale sign. And you've done it so long that you don't even notice it no more.
She didn't smell it.
She didn't
smell it.
And that's what
she lied to me about smoking.
Yeah. Because like, well, you don't notice that, but not getting on smokers. We don't want to. We are not trying to offend smokers. Yeah, everybody has their own.
We don't want to offend nobody.
Yeah, and it's just everybody has their own challenges to do what you do. But when you're trying to change your life,
yeah.
Sometimes you're in a bad situation that you become so comfortable in that you don't even realize that it's a bad situation anymore.
Yes.
It's like you've been planted in a nice garden that you're surrounded with manure, but you don't even smell it no more. And when you get plucked out of there, giving a new opportunity, sometimes people are like, well, I was so happy back there in that manure. I was so happy back there in that mud. So, and that's one of the reasons why when people come to me, and this is tough for me. When people come to me and say, I'm looking for a job and I need your help, can you recommend me somewhere? And I'm like, okay, well, it's hard for me to recommend someone, especially because you can recommend somebody for the easiest job.
Yeah.
And they still mess it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, it looks bad when and I feel like it's almost a personal thing, even though I know it's like, look, I was just trying to push it.
You was trying to help somebody.
Right. But it's like, look, if you're just real quick, you're listening to Donnie Jones with Donnie Jones and Marty McFly. If you got a thought or have an opinion about what we're talking about of just, not recognizing the filth that you might be in or taking comfort in your filth. Yes. Or someone like that, give us a call, 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-3446, is it? Yeah. Something like that.
No, 3664. Dude, we gonna have people call. We might have somebody calling those funny kind of lines,
All right.
888-349-3664. Call us 1-888-349-3664 and tell us what you think. We want to hear from you.
And you know, it's so much more about professionalism, you know, because like I said, I wasn't joking. I had to let some people go at my church, one or two of them, you know.
What happened?
Ministry. Well, you know, right now in this coronavirus, we always tape and everything.
Right.
So it's kind of like we're doing a live production.
Yeah.
I don't know why people feel like I can call you 5 minutes before I'm supposed to be there, or 10 minutes.
Or the day before. Yep.
I would be okay with the day before. I'm getting people that are calling.
I'm not okay with the day before, but go ahead.
Look, you call me when we are lining up basically to record and say, I'm not going to make it. Deal with it in a sense. Wow. You know, one lady, and I took this a little personal because she called me and said, I'm dealing with some stuff. You know, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
And this was right before, you know, we was supposed to be there. And I'm frustrated. And then, you know, later on that night, I see on Facebook, you know, she's had some death in her family or something of that nature. Right. And I'm like, oh, so now I'm sympathetic, you know.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
You know, send out like a prayer, you know, thing to her and, you know, in the group and everything. Let's keep our prayers, you know, keep her family in our prayers. And she comes back and like, ain't nobody died. No, it wasn't about that. You know, I had some last minute company that came through. And I just need to deal with that. Huh?
What?
Wait a minute. You know, if you had stayed on that, so, you know, just thank you, keep me in your prayers, I would have been okay. I would have been okay, but you just, no, I just decided to do something different that time. You're not valuing your gift for one. You're not valuing, you know, our worship, relationship. And why do people feel like they're doing you a favor when they work for you?
And dude, you better preach.
You know,
you better preach. But not only that, people do not appreciate where they're at as a stepping stone for where they want to go. Despise not small beginnings.
Right.
I'm gonna repeat that. Despise not small beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that frustrates me is that a lot of times God will bless you with a situation that if you just take care of that situation, you will be blessed with a bigger and better situation. I'm telling you, I think about how we started with our show. I think about the studio that we started in. I think about where we've come from. I think about how our platform is growing. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, what if we didn't take how we started seriously? You know, even thinking about how we're growing right now, it's like, whether it's for the tree service, whether it's for Donnie Jones Live, whether it's your ministry, you look at where we were just 2 years ago to where we are now and where we're going to be in a year, another 6 months, a year, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I literally got a call yesterday from a guy after we did our Kumo D interview. And so thankful for that. That was such a great interview. And thank you, Marty, for making that happen. That was absolutely awesome. And also, if you guys know somebody or somebody in the community that you want us to talk to or get some ideas, leave us a suggestion at 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-3664. But here's the thing, though. They saw that interview and was like, wow, y'all really doing some things, man. You serious about this? You're really getting serious about this thing. And I'm thinking, I'm really getting serious. No, I was serious about it when we started. Yeah. I was serious about it when we were in a studio where you had to sit on the AC unit and put a little black curtain behind you and you sitting on one side and you're like trying to, get signals on what to do. I was serious about it then.
Yes. And you know what? If you don't take it serious, who else is going to take it serious?
Yeah.
You have to put in the work for it. It's interesting and then we're going to go take a quick break. But, it's interesting. We are field and God plants these seeds in us and we have to make them grow. And there's two ways of making things grow. You can grow because of your heart has so much compassion that you're almost crying and your tears are watering your field, or you're working so hard that the sweat off your forehead is watering your field.
Come on now. Oh, that's
one
good.
Of them is gonna make
you got to speak on that.
I'm just saying you got to.
That's a word.
Right. So anyway, if you got a thought, hit us up 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-DONI, and that is 3664. 1-888-349-3664. Yeah. Yeah, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and Marty McFly.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey, this is your girl, Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
Yellow,
Purple,
red,
Green.
yellow,
brown,
gray,
orange.
Blue.
Does it really matter? Are there days when you just want to simplify life and put all the colors on the same page? Manna Publishing presents The House of Hope, a story and coloring activity book for the whole family. Listen to what people are saying.
This 44-page coloring book is awesome. My kids love it.
The House of Hope is a great story about rediscovering hope after a great loss.
I can read it to my younger sister and sometimes color it myself.
I'm 60 years old, and I like to color. It keeps my mind off the drama and the chaos in the world.
In a failing world, there is still hope. Get your copy today at mannapublishing.com. The House of Hope story and coloring activity book is great for the whole family. Visit our website now and receive a special offer. That's mannapublishing.com. mannapublishing.com.
Hope is what we need.
Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Marty McFly.
Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones
We are back on the scene. This is Donnie Jones, keeping it clean. But anyway, welcome back to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady, and Morgan and Marty is getting ready to beat me up.
Yeah, because I need to understand what you're saying. You don't believe.
I do not believe the polls in any way, shape, or form. You know why?
Why is that?
Because the same people doing those polls were the same people that told us that there's no way that this dude was going to be in the White House.
Okay, so let me ask you this: just even in your small circle of Republican friends, you know that you were saying earlier that they don't like what he has been doing.
They don't like what he's doing, but they're going to vote for him again because they don't like Biden.
So
I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't support it.
So basically, there's no way that's going to prove to you that Biden could be, up in the polls.
I will believe that he will be up in the polls the day he wins. Because on the streets, the people that support the orange guy, they don't like some of the stuff he's done, but they're voting for him again.
Well,
and here's the other thing. Here's what you also don't understand. There are people, I have personally talked to people of color that can't stand this dude.
Right.
But they're voting for him because they don't like Biden. And they also, this is uneducated. I don't know if, I wouldn't consider this the one that I talked to uneducated. He's actually quite educated, but he's in a transition right now because of the job situation. And he's thankful for the check that he's getting.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
There's a small portion. It's not a lot, Marty. All he needs is 8 to 10% of the black vote. And he's already going to get some of the Latino vote.
Here's a question. Do you think people... Here's the thing. I really believe people, they might not really be crazy about Biden, but they're more passionate about Trump not being president again. Because here's the thing.
I want to believe that.
When you start messing with lives, not just black lives, when you start putting people's kids in jeopardy, when you start killing people's grandparents, not just black ones, when you're talking about white ones, and everybody out there, when you're putting the whole nation at risk.
Everything you're saying is logical.
When you lose the stature of who America was because of him, you're not just dealing with the African Americans now. You're not just dealing with one little set because, people say, well, the African Americans got Obama in. Nah, we helped.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
We are 10% of this country.
Right.
We have power, but not as much. But in this climate right now, in this climate, I really do believe that people are shifting away from Trump, shifting away from, these things, because right now you're putting my kids in jeopardy.
Marty,
You say my kids got to go back to school. And
do you understand? Do you
so
understand?
it's like this.
Everything you're saying, everything you are saying is right.
Right.
Everything you're saying is. But you know, there's people that actually don't even believe this thing is real.
Oh, I know. And those people, those aren't the people that we can talk to because their mind is not going to click. Once you once you say this ain't real, and I got to have somebody personally in my family to die, you're not going to sell it to them. You know, they're going to believe, certain people are going to believe that no matter what, Trump is right, and I'm not going to change.
I talked to a 40-something-year-old African-American dude that cannot stand 45.
Right.
Who's going to vote for him?
Yeah. See, that kind
of why? Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. His business is doing better than it ever has.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think that has anything to do with 45. I think it has something to do with the fact that he's in a service-based business that is stimulated by the fact that people are at home. But in his mind, it's because such and such is president.
Yeah, and that's a wrong.
It ain't because. But here's the thing, though: majority of the smart people that you're talking about are not going to vote for that. But that 10 to 15% that can be swayed either by money or swayed by a better situation that they're in, they're going to be swayed. It ain't fair and it ain't right, but I'm telling you.
It's like this. You're always going to have people that's going to go on the other side. You're always going to have people that only listen to Fox News. You're always going to have people that are real not believe.
I don't think this guy listens to Fox News.
What I'm saying is, Donnie, some people are not going to, they're not going to sway their opinion regardless because they don't want to be wrong. Right. You know, if my candidate, regardless.
I would like to be wrong about this dude. But having a sales and marketing background, 45 is an incredible marketer. No, he knows he's not going to get every black vote. But do you know he's got a beast commercial right now talking about Biden's track record on on reform? Yeah, you know, and it's interesting that now he has to try to promote because he in the past. Exactly. But it's a brilliant commercial. I don't believe it. Yeah, but it's brilliant. And he uses Biden's own words. It's Biden talking, and it's Biden saying, listen, we're putting them all in jail. You'll be put in jail. Everything in there is in there but jaywalking. Yeah. I know it's propaganda. You know it's propaganda. They're trying to change the words, and some of those things they have pulled off because they haven't been true. You know, and at the same time, Biden is also doing campaign, attacks against him too. It's that political time. You know, when Obama was running and they started saying, well, they had a picture of him with a cigarette and like a dirty old man or whatever, they're going to put these images out there, but it's like, educate yourself, know what's going on, and if you think that the condition or the way that America is going right now is profitable and you're happy with this, then yeah, you got to, I'll say vote for whoever you want to vote for. Right, but they should, here's the thing though, Marty, here's what my problem with that. Here's the thing, it shows your true racism. They shouldn't be swayed by that. They shouldn't be swayed by that. But I'm telling you from a marketing standpoint, this dude is brilliant. Okay, but no. Unfortunately. Donnie. What? Don't give credit where credit is not due. You think, I'm saying, the team that maybe writes a commercial and promotes that ain't under him. This man can't even say stuff that is coherent that will help him out. The other day they said, are you going to stop? How do you feel about not funding the police for African-American killings? He said, well, white people get killed too. White people get killed too. And it's like, okay, are you saying that the police are killing them? So go back to the question, are you trying to defund the police department for doing excessive killing? Despite the fact that it's killing more black people, more African-Americans. It's a thing where if you are sold and you are just embedded in that, ain't nobody gonna change your mind anyway. And that's my problem with this dude. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna change. Even him answering questions in a way that we think is stupid, he knows markets well to his base. His base is small now, and they're not as intelligent as you give them credit for.
So we will see. If you got a thought, hit us up 1-888-349-Donnie. If you're on Donnie's side and you think that he's gonna win again, and I hate that she's promoting that, but
no, I don't. Okay, let me be clear.
She's a Republican, so I understand.
I'm not. You know what? I'm independent. I'm not. I'm telling you facts. I went into the last election.
Don't believe facts. You just said that. If they put out the numbers of who's up in the polls,
but that's not okay. They said okay. They said okay. Tell me. Okay, I got a question. The poll said that Hillary was going to win.
Towards the end, yeah, but then we knew how Russian and the influence of that changed that, right? And then at that time was a different time because he didn't have a track record. He didn't have a losing track record. Now you can look at the proof. What does America have? How has America been since he's been in office for the last 4 years? Who has he been talking about? Who is he now trying to discriminate against? You know, now is more proof in the pudding. Even his own niece is coming out saying this is.
Yeah, she even wrote a book. Right. Everything you are saying is right, Marty. But as a marketer, he knows who he's marketing to. Right. You and I are intelligent people that are aware and that know not to fall for this. But I am telling you, he knows. He didn't put himself in front of the Goya beans, black beans, and red beans for us. He's not marketing to us, but he knows who he's marketing to.
Right, and he's deliberately being a racist. He's deliberately,
and there is a large part of this country which will fall for him.
And that's the thing. If you are signing up to be have a racist president, despite everything that he's done, if you're signing up for that, then we can't change your mind anyway.
Right, but we got to change those people's minds. We got to find a way to change their minds because some of those people aren't racist. Some of those, I'm talking to black men. I was sitting in a black neighborhood, Marty. I was sitting in a black neighborhood.
Yes.
After the election, in a Jamaican restaurant.
Right, you talking about
two African American men sitting right next to me that voted for this dude.
Right.
There was a guy that used to work for. There's a guy that used to work for me. African American man married to an African American woman who has the African American experience, but has just for whatever reason likes that dude. Yeah, I don't get it.
And that's what I'm saying. You're not going to change their mind once they're set in that mentality that this guy.
But you're trying to paint it like it's only the crazy redneck people.
Am I allowed to speak?
No, go ahead. I'm just messing with you. Go.
You're listening to Donnie Jones Live, she had just sold that she is going to be with him. And at this point, there's nothing else for me to say. You're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Marty McFly. You can give us your comment, 1-888-349-Donnie. That's 1-888-349-3664. I'm done.
I'm not saying nothing else until you say what you was going to say.
I'm finished. We out of time.
We not out of time. Go.
We are out of time now.
How you
saying, look, Donnie, you're not going to change people's mind. If you're African American living here in the United States and you still love Trump and you are 100% a Trump follower, that's you. You know, and there's nothing that I can say. It's like people saying, well, God isn't real. Okay, that's you. I can't change your mind about that. You know, some people are stuck on that thought process, stuck on stupid, that he is really racist to you and want to put you in a cage and put you back in jail and don't want to. If you're still going to vote for him, go for it. But we are out of time. You're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Marty McFly.
We're not out of time. What I got to say about this is, no, I'm just messing with you.
Bye. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye. We'll talk to you next.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Now when the weather starts to change, the rents start to fall, who you gonna call?
Don Tree Service.
If it's looking kinda weak and it's looking kinda bleak, who a tree specialist call?
Don Tree Service.
If the trees in your yard are just too tall, who you gonna call?
Don Tree Service.
If the tree is in the street or the tree is in your back seat, who you gonna call?
Don Tree Service.
When your tree branches begin to fall, it's only one company to call, Don's Tree Service. If you just need a little trimming or stump removal, we do it all. Don's Tree Service, 770-413-TREE. Fully licensed and insured, and we've been serving the Atlanta area for over 10 years.
Hi, I'm Johnny the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and certified arborist. When it falls, falls, you know who to call. Call for a free estimate at 770-413-TREE. That's 770-413-8733.
When it falls, you know who to call.
Don's Tree Service.